This is a rare Disney Store Giselle doll, and I will be making my custom Giselle doll today, which will require me to exchange a live doll's eyes for a Chinese generic doll's eyes. Just a disclaimer if you don't like that type of video. So today I'm working with 3 different dolls, one a head, and 2 are actual dolls. This one there's nothing wrong with her, she's just a plain Cinderella. I'm going to try to get the stain off. It's coming off a little. I'm not sure if this spot was there when I bought the doll, I didn't notice. I mean, I still would have gotten her because she has the most amazing shoes on. And she was only $1. I think I'm losing some nail polish when I'm doing this too. So I have some nail polish. It's actually really old. I don't even know if they make this kind of nail polish, but it's gel nail polish remover, and it's super concentrated, and it takes like nail polish off like you wouldn't believe. And the first ingredient is acetone, and then all the other ingredients. And because it's gel, it just works really well, but it is not removing the spot. I do believe benzoyl peroxide, which is acne cream, is the only thing that will remove this spot. But it removed the makeup that was underneath the spot, but not the spot. So this spot will not come off. You know what? Instead of a spot, I'm going to remove your eyes. I was going to do that anyway, though. So, to remove the eyes, you either need a hairdryer, a hot air gun, or boiling water. And I think I'm going to use boiling water because it works a little better. I'm tried to remove her head. I'm not going to. I'm just removed her eyes, which is super creepy looking, like so creepy. And hers, she only needed like a second dunk because you can remove this basic Chinese doll head eyes without any thing. I moved her eyes around because she was a little cross-eyed when I got her from eBay, and without heating her head because her plastic is pretty soft. Now this is gonna take a little while, and you're gonna need some tools, and you will have to keep reheating the head to do so, and you may have to reboil or re-microwave your water. This is super hot, so be careful, and if you're a child, only do this with adult supervision or have an adult do it for you because you could get burned. Now you want tools. I did go and get a lot of tools for this. A stick. You want something hard enough to get it in, not hard enough to scratch the eye. I did scratch one of the eyes, but on the bottom where it cannot be seen because it's actually inside the cavity. And you just have to keep pressing that in and reheating it as it cools down. You cannot do this with like American Girl dolls or any kind of 18-inch dolls in this fashion because these dolls are all plastic. The eyes are all plastic. But in American Girl dolls with the blinking eyes, they actually do have metal in them, and then you will ruin the eyes and they will rust. You just have to keep pressing in and pressing in and pressing in. And it worked. I mean, she's got one brown eye. And you can reheat it and reposition the eyes if they're slightly off, if the eyes are cross-eyed or bow-eyed if you're British. Just keep reheating it as needed, dunking her head. You can also put her head in a plastic bag before doing this part if you don't want her hair to get wet. This was not an issue with the Liv doll because she does not have a wig, and she's got a plastic little tab from a wig that she was wearing that came off, so she can't currently wear a wig. And how you put it in dictates how you want to squeeze it into where it needs to be. One I had pointing up when I pointed up, pushed it in, and the other I had it pointing down, but it still seemed to work. One of the times I got the eye in backwards and I had to take it out. And this is similar to a boiling wash. You just want to heat the plastic enough to make it soft and malleable to get the eyes inside. And it's worked. She has beautiful brown eyes now. Just wanted her not to be cross-eyed. And there you go. She is basically repaired. But now I'm going to do this one. And with this one, I'm not speeding it up. So I will do this in similar to real time. I'm speeding it up just a little. But with this type of doll, you can heat it up a little to make it a little tiny easier to get in. Really, the best way to get this one in, other than the little tools, is just moving around her eye because it's so soft that you can just move her eye by squeezing her head in a little. And this water is basically a little warmer than lukewarm now. It's lost a lot of its temperature. It still works for this one because the plastic is so soft. And this is a lot easier than getting the eyes into the Liv doll. I did see one other way to get eyes into a Liv doll, and it was cutting off a portion of her head, which is completely unnecessary. As you can tell by the way that I was able to do this, both of the dolls, in less than 20 minutes. I had 20 minutes of filming, so maybe half an hour this doll took me to do. And she's great. The one is brown, and she has her perfect blue eyes for the character that I'm making, and she needed to be a blue-eyed character. Now we are boiling washing the head, and if you don't want the hair to get wet, you want to use her for something else right away. She is very hot. I did reheat the water. You want to put her head in a plastic bag and then do this, which I believe was on, I saw it on Sunny and Lola, but I believe it originated from My Froggy Stuff. Her head is off. I'm going to save that head because I do have several Cinderellas that have cut hair. You want to reheat I just reheated part of the neck so that I could get her head on easier and this was a little difficult. These are jewelry tools that I use to get that little tab out. Now this is a wig with the proper tab. I'm just gonna put her hair on and set her to the side because she's nearly repaired. I will have to do something about the spot. But the doll that I'm making, I didn't tell you, is Giselle from Enchanted. This is the most similar dress that I had to the one she was wearing, of course, which was Robert's daughter's rug. She would make things out of other things, curtains, rugs, all those things she could sew really well. And here is the real doll. This is the cartoon version. I was more or less making the real life version because the real life version is really hard to come by. And if you love this character, you may have to make your own if you can't afford or find the doll to make. Now this doll altogether with the body was only $3. The head was about a little under $2, and the doll was about $1, but she is a good match. And my Giselle inbox doll, the box is a little damaged. She was only $19 on Mercari. She is in fantastic condition, still in box, but the box is in the best condition. She is absolutely lovely. I changed her eyes, I redid her hair, I redressed her, I gave her a body. I did not redo her eyebrows, which are a little dark. They're still reddish though, and the cartoon version is not reddish at all. It's a little too brown. I redid her hair in the style. I did not curl it because this being a cheaper doll from China, I didn't know if her hair could withstand a boil wash. This doll, I changed her eyes, I took out that tab in her head and gave her a new wig, and she's completed. So I redid 2 dolls today. One is a character, one is just a doll repair. Tell me what you think in the comments of my Giselle doll. Should I do more of a repainting on the doll, even though I think she's lovely and does look a lot more like the character with the new blue eyes? I wanted to take a quick minute to show you some of my other collection from Enchanted. I, of course, have Robert and the Mattel version. I also have a custom Edward that I made myself for my YouTube doll collection. And if you're new, those are dolls that I make from movies that they didn't have a doll, or the doll is super rare, or actual people, or sometimes my subscribers. Mattel made Robert. They also made a live action version that was in the wedding gown and the purple dress. That is very rare and hard to come by, very expensive. Robert, I got in a lot of dolls that I got for $44. I'll try to find that video. Disney made their version for the Disney store. The dolls at the time were not articulated as they are now, and she was a little odd looking. Her mouth was very big. You see her picture right now, and her lips are very pale. Disney Mattel version is the iconic one that people think of when they think of this doll. But Simba made a live action version themselves. I'm not sure if they made a cartoon version, but the Simba version did not look like Amy Adams. I think it looked like a country singer named Wyona Judd. You can vote in the comments, who do you think fits the character the most? I think mine looks like maybe a Japanese version. Like if the Japanese, because their dolls are a little bigger, they have bigger heads, that's what it might look like. There's also the Disney version you can vote for, or the Mattel version. This is what the doll looked before she had her transformation, and this is what she looked like after. I rather like what I was able to do with this doll. And here is the other doll, and now she has dark eyes. This is not completed, this doll. This will be completed in another video because I have to find a way to either remove the stain on her face or cover it up. And I do have to remove the rest of her lipstick and repaint it because part of her lipstick came off during the attempt to remove the stain on her face.